MAGA's cancel culture is accelerating, and I'm not liking it at all. See, that guy, Stephen Colbert, has been canceled. He said things that were politically incorrect, and so his job is going away. That's what CBS decided to do to him to placate the man baby in the White House. And Trump's chair of the FCC is making clear that that is not the end of this thing. Prepare for more censorship. Take a look.
Colbert's a comedian, and you keep talking about journalism and fairness in news, but I guess where is that line between, we all remember Carson and Jay Leno giving Reagan the business. So where does that fit into this discussion?
Frankly, I think the media industry across this country needs a course correction. Again, the American people simply do not trust the mainstream media. And for broadcasters, which again, different than cable, different than podcast, for broadcasters, they have a federal license and they are obligated to operate in the public interest. And to the extent that we're starting to see some changes, I think that's a good thing. And frankly, I think it will help restore some of the trust that's been lost with the American people.
Couple issues with that. First of all, he started by saying, you keep saying journalism, but he is a comedian. Comedians have always made fun of the president. Why is it that all of a sudden they're not allowed to do that? And he immediately started talking about the media once again, because he doesn't want to have to admit that the reason Stephen Colbert was fired is that Donald Trump can't take a joke. He is a joke, he just can't take a joke. And that's pathetic. The rest of it was also a lie. The idea that they need to act in the public interest. You see what he did there, the bait and switch. Trump's interest becomes, when filtered by the head of the FCC, the public interest. If you make fun of a Republican, that is by definition not in the public interest. And that is, let's just be very clear. If politically incorrect has never meant anything, saying your jokes are now not legally going to be allowed, that's real political incorrectness right there. And so that threat was sort of vague, but Trump's has not been. He said on True Social, networks aren't allowed to be political pawns for the Democrat Party. It has become so outrageous that, in my opinion, their licenses could and should be revoked. Okay, so networks can't be political pawns for the Democratic Party. Bear in mind, they can be pawns for the Republican Party, because when Donald Trump says, don't talk about Epstein, and Fox News stops talking about Epstein, they're being his pawn. They are taking marching orders from the president. He has no problem with that. FCC is not giving Fox News any issues right now. You're allowed to do that. Again, this is a one-way bias. And also, in saying that they need to like not be a pawn for one party, understand, apparently under the deal that they struck with the Trump administration, they are going to establish a bias monitor for 2 years